All right, so now I think I'll use my new vacuum to vacuum that rust stuff. These rubber mats, it's inexpensive, it's neat, but you know what? When you go to slide things in out of this bed, it's the worst. It's like going up against, a fly sheet. It is so challenging. So anybody out there wants to buy these rubber, inexpensive WeatherTech bed mats, if you're not pushing and pulling stuff out of the bed, it works. But if you're having to drag stuff through it, it's the worst. It's very challenging. And it starts to tear into the rubber. I think I've already torn that rubber up. I need to open up more doors. Now that I'm here, I thought I was maybe going to run up to town. Another thing is, so many things start to change. For me, I'm only eating now one time a day. And I usually eat like in the evening. And so just the money factor. Like I used to go all the time up to town a lot and spend $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 just buying breakfast. And then I had the kid home, same thing, now I'm buying her breakfast. And then the amount of food, I was looking at the house yesterday, I was in the kitchen, I was like, there's so much food we've bought here lately. But just here recently, I really have gone to a much lighter diet. And I'm like, there's so much food that we're just end up probably throwing away because I'm just not eating. And just because I need to lose weight. I want to lose weight. That's my goal. But the whole point is, so I got to change, I got to roll all this crap. This is a constant challenge of walking in between this nice swing. I need to clean this all up and get this just more organized and get it out of my way because I'm tripping over this damn stuff. And then I can swing. Then I can sit out here and the wife should come out here and swing on the swing. My dad, I can remember my dad being on that swing. My friends, I can remember my dad with Julia swinging on that swing. The list goes on and on and on. That swing is very special. So now I don't know where Gypsy is. I'm going to have to guess that she's in the house with Rebel. That's my guess. Uh-oh, so here's a dog. This guy here. I wish he wouldn't do that because this is going to turn into a shit show. This guy's so fucking stupid. Why is he doing this? Wow, look what he's doing. So the dogs, they're going to see him. And here we go. Here we go. There goes the shit show. So why he's doing this, he knows I have all these dogs. He should literally be turning around, going the other way. Is he going to do that? So once Rebel comes out and Gypsy comes out, Gypsy are probably going to the street. So here we go. Here we go. This is going to be, you're going to witness this dog. No, Gypsy. No, Gypsy. Gypsy! Gypsy! No! This guy, he knows all these dogs. Gypsy! No! 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 Come on back! Come on back! Gypsy! No! No, come on back! Come on back! He's just buzzing away. You can walk up that street. Why does he go the other fucking way? This guy drives me nuts. You can walk the other way. He won't fucking do it. Come on, let's go. Come on, looky here. Looky here. Come on. Go, looky here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Looky here. Come on. No. Gypsy. Gypsy. No. Get back here. No. Come on. Let's go. Get in here. Now, I'll tell you straight up, if I was preoccupied doing something else and I wasn't out here yelling at her, I guarantee you she'd go on the street. And then that's the guy at the mom that then will file a complaint against Gypsy. Oh, your dog out in the street. Blah, 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 blah. So he'll pull his cell phone out. He'll start videoing Gypsy out in the street. And then I'm the problem. No, I have all these dogs. Sincerely, anybody here, if you lived in my neighborhood, you're my neighbor, and you knew I had all these dogs, would you just as a courtesy, would you walk down my fence line? Would you be like, I'm not going to go down that guy's fence line because there's all those dogs that they're going to go nuts. I'll walk somewhere else. He has the right to do what he wants, but sincerely, I'll tell you straight up, I wouldn't do it. If you had all these dogs, your property, I live the wrong corner from you, and I can go somewhere else to walk my dog, would I do with this? I have to get you riled up. All right, let's get in the truck. See, the truck's running. That's what's so cool about this vehicle. You can leave it on, so all your technology, everything stays on. Nobody knows it's running, and it's pretty cool. That's one nice thing about this vehicle is we've worked out these vehicles, and they run all day long. it doesn't really make any much difference at all about the power. All right, so here we go. As I mosey on over to the shop in between all the other vehicles, which even for me, it's hard to believe. You think about it. A year ago, everybody, I had 10 other vehicles. Is that right? I don't think that's right, because I don't think I had the Colorado, the heavy duty, or the Blazer. So I think I had really 7 more vehicles, I guess you could say, than what I have right now. I don't know. How do you say it? This is challenging. Getting this truck, this thing is so tight on maneuvering it. All right, what's nice about it too is you get an aerial view of who's around you. And you can do that going frontwards as well. All right, so the only downside to this right now is I don't really care about the finish and this paint as much as I do my other cars. It's white. But clean this car in the sun, this is that hard water. It all freaking ends up staining the paint, borderline. But I don't care. But this is what's so cool about this truck, though, is it's the power. It's the power. Where is it? Just trying to think of the. I don't know. Where is it? No, even for me, Pro Board. Here it is. Pro Board onboard power. This is where this is so cool, where you can now go to your front and rear of the truck, and you can power your tools off of this. And as you know, you can take this vehicle, and if you want to set up the reverse battery backup power to your home, you can do that as well. All right, let's get out of the truck. And I got a lot of work here ahead of me of really cleaning this truck all up, getting it all detailed, cleaned up, so if I want to drive it, I feel like I'm not living in a trashed vehicle. Sun's out, good time. Get the power washer out, I guess. I don't know. Do I really need the power washer? I don't know. The power washer is more work. That's the reason I'm bringing that up. It's more work to clean the freaking vehicle. Now, I got to see where Gypsy. So Rebel's back, but where is Gypsy? You know, because this guy's going to walk back down the street. And even though he can circle all the way around. I mean, there's great. What's crazy is, just so you know, there are really good back roads here, and they're quiet roads, where he can literally walk up the road, and then he can go up another dirt road, and which goes to another dirt road that's a private road, and you're in the woods, and it's a very scenic, nice, very nice, you know, walk. So come here, Pops. Come here, babies. Come here. Now, the other thing I can do, I do have a cable. I mean, in some ways, do I just cable Gypsy up just because my biggest concern is she'll be the first one out in the street when somebody walks down the street. So, I don't know. This car needs to be clean. This car here, this would be better just to roll this thing through the car wash. That's the better way. I mean, I need just to take this thing up into town and get it registered with Flagship Car Wash and just tell Brian, you got to run that thing to the car wash every now and then. All right, let me get motivated. So this is where it's funky. See this rear light on here? So this rear light stays on all the time because there's something wrong with this rear tailgate. I believe it's a solenoid issue. That's what I believe it is. So, all right, let me get to work. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I just took this nice new nozzle that I got the kid for the greenhouse. I'm going to use it out here. These things are expensive. Anymore, what's not expensive, right? All the dogs are waiting around for that, but they better not do it again today. The ass whooping, the beatings all shall commence. Well, that works. Nope, get on back. You're all, you know what I'm going to do? I'm putting them all off. So now I don't have to worry about Gypsy running around. I don't have to worry about the dogs jumping off the truck. You know, those are the type of things that wear you out. So one thing you start learning that I'm learning, if you don't know how to manage your dogs properly, you will go nuts like I am. And that's why, forget it. Put the dogs, lock them down. Now I'm not sitting here when some lady goes run up the street, chasing all the dogs down the fence line. And that's just, it's what drives you nutty. So, and then pooping everywhere. So, get them under control, and life is good. All right, now time to clean the truck, which this will be a project. This is going to be hand scrubbing, cleaning, because this truck hasn't had the loving and the of what it should, but it is what it is. You have all these cars that I have. It's, you know, all you do, you can just spend every day of your life cleaning cars. Because after you clean it, it gets dirty all over again. Why is the car wash industry such a big industry? All right, here we go. The before and after look, right, everybody? This truck's so heavy and grime. I'm literally spray nining the surface. I'm going to spray nine the surface first. I'm going to hose it down. Then I'm going to use my car wash soap just to kind of break down all the hard grime this thing. All right, it's warming up. So since it's warming up, I am getting in much more cooler gear. And here, unfortunately, is my brand new, barely used Costco shoes. That sucks. That's $40 or $30 thrown away. All right, back on the job. Now, the fun part is always going up on the top. That spray 9 does a great job. Everybody just kind of stripping the dirt. This thing's just so dirty. There's areas I still don't hit. But, you know, this is a good looking truck. I mean, at the end of the day, I like the looks of this truck. So now getting on top of the roof, that's always a pain in the ass. Okay, the one half side of the truck, right side truck is done. Now we're going to the front. Look at the front grille. I think some people change that out. To the front, and then down the side. You can see much better how dirty this truck is in this side, all the bird crap. But we're making progress. It's incredible. I have mud flaps. I noticed when I was power washing the garage last week, I have mud flaps for this thing. I'll have to watch my own video to see how to put them on, right? I have so many how-to videos out there. I'm amazed that I don't get more interaction on that. I have a ton of how-to videos. They're just simple stuff put on your cars and trucks, and oh, well, it is what it is. Oh, wow. The Chris Isaak Wicked Game song is playing right now. This phone plays my music through the radio, but then when I video, it turns it off, so I don't have the music monetization issue. But you know what I just thought of? Julia is down there in Florida, and this will be the first time ever. Apparently, is down there with family in Florida, and she'll be going by to see Popcorn, I'm pretty sure, today. And I was thinking, wow, that'll be the first time that Julia has ever gone to be with Popcorn without me being there. Wow. Wonder if that'll kind of be like a weird kind of thing for her, because we spent so many years going to Florida together and being Popcorn, and this will be the first time. Now, she's not staying with him. She's just visiting with him because she's with family. So there's not accommodations for them to be with my father. Plus, that's not the reason I went down there. So it's family related. But Julia's going to stop by and say hi to Popcorn. So it'll be very interesting to hear her update of how my dad is doing. So here we are on the job of cleaning the F-150 truck. Boy, I tell you, when I start cleaning this truck, and I have so much more today, go to the car wash to get my vehicles clean. But it brings back memories of how many years and years I used to spend and that was, you know, that's the thing about my life, really. Before ever social media came along, my happiness was just cleaning my trucks and cars and working and doing my, you know, yard. And that was just who I was. That's been my life. It's just being here on my property and cleaning cars and trucks, and nothing dynamic by any means. I mean, it's just incredible in how many years, just a simple lifestyle of me, just taking care of what I own and not looking for social media attention, and never really had the interaction of hanging out with all the friends and going places, just being here, being me. So in so many ways, it's the same all over again, I guess. The back roads up here suck, man. You have these back gravel roads, and you get so much sediment up in your vehicle. If you don't know how to clean it right, you got to go up underneath of it and rinse it. But I mean, it's huge. There's so many people living these back roads that drive their cars up and down, never knowing how much crap is accumulated inside the bumpers, the fenders, and the whole vehicle. All right, slowly but surely, they're getting in here. I'll be going to bed of the truck here in a second. Got to clean up this bed, get the back window cleaned up. We got this side of the truck done, so we're making headway. Definitely starting to look a lot better. And but we're a long way away from being done on the full detail cleanup on the Ice Age TV. Lightning Adventures. Step 1 completed. Exterior of the truck's been cleaned. Now I'm going to do some tire shine. I'm going to get all this debris off. You know, I think I saw somewhere where a Tesla that drove down a dirt road for years and years, I swear the thing accumulated like pounds and pounds and pounds of like sand or dirt. Do you ever see that? So here we are. Need to wait outside to clean these cars out in the sun. You get these stains. So, oh well, it is what it is. I'll put my windshield wipers back down and just do a quick wipe on that. That may help us out as I spray the tires to get a little more fresher look. And then it's going to be all about the interior. All about the interior. And then do I get motivated to put some mud flaps on it? I don't know. Let's put this here like that. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't like doing cars in the sun, but the thing is, the day's going to be past. I get the energy. I'm motivated to do this right now. So I'm going to do it right now. Otherwise, I just know I'll get demotivated later. I'm going to get in the car, because if you ever squirt your windshield wiper blade, your things, you get squirted outside. Who doesn't know that story? So that's pretty good. Yeah, so I'm going to tear apart the whole interior of this truck, meaning all the gears in it. I'm going to rearrange it, make it more workable, and make it look brand new again. But then I got to schedule it to go to the dealership. I don't think I'm going to go to Koons Towing Ford this time. They take forever. I think I'm going to go to Jerry's Ford up here. It's just really closer and more convenient. You got to be careful of this stuff. If you're not paying attention, this stuff sprays into your eyes. So it's cool, but at the same time, it's very dangerous because you can spray. It's like spray painting something, and you're getting spray paint in your eyes. And the reason I do it out in the driveway is this is very slick, and if you do it on a concrete surface, you're then going to have a very slippery surface. But this can just doesn't seem to be very powerful. What is going on? I'm shaking it up now. And these tires have never been done this in so long that it's going to take a lot of stuff for it to really take it on. Got the tires, but I didn't get the tires. You got to move the truck forward because there's a flat spot, and you never hit the flat spot. So you got to move up a little further here. It's incredible how about a year ago, June of last year, what was going on in my life besides the Kiefer was here, kid was here, had a lot of vehicles. I was still buying vehicles, and it's just incredible on how a year later, the difference. My mother was still alive. Everybody knows, you get older in life, 1 year increments can be radical. Most people don't get that when they're younger. 1 year, meaning who's here, who's not, and then your health. As you get older, you get in your 80s, 90s, if you make it that far, even your 70s. I mean, your well-being, you change. The year increments start to be bigger increments. Here's Jerry, a friend that walks up and down the street every day to get exercise. I haven't seen him in a while. He must have gone. I think he has kids down south or something. Very nice man. He was a veterinarian, or I should say a veterinary pharmaceutical, whatever you call a vet guy that provided all the meds to the veterinarians. He sold all the drugs and everything. I've talked about him before, and then he witnessed how all the veterinarians went from being caring about your dog to caring about how much money you had in your wallet. He witnessed all that. The big pharma in the vet industry overtaking the veterinarians, and turned into the money machine for selling drugs. You know those stories if you're an animal lover. Yeah, so another thing I was thinking about here is I haven't heard anything about the Black Lightning truck. So the Black Lightning truck was taken away, and I never have heard anything more about it. Maybe I have. I get a lot of crap that comes in the mail. I need to look up that VIN number to figure out if all my legal notices I get of which vehicle is which. But I tell you what, if any person had any common sense that went to the auction to buy that black truck and they could ever get into the Ford history in that truck, you'd be an idiot to buy that truck. Because the odds are if you buy that truck, you're gonna be the guy that gets sucker punched to have to buy that battery pack. You know, you'll end up having to probably spend $10,000 or $20,000. But it has such a lousy service history. Who the hell would take that truck? I mean, would you buy that black truck? Would you buy it? No, assuming they're going to give it to you. So it'll be interesting to see what the final number on that is. And maybe it's already been sold. I don't know. I'll have to research that and kind of look into that a little bit more. But the whole point, look at this, see all this sand. This is all the road. This is all from the back roads of that truck. This is probably the dirtiest vehicle I've had probably ever. That's probably the longest duration of me not really taking care of a vehicle that maybe would go down in my, see here? I mean, it's all the way up here. So that, all this stuff here, this is all the back gravel roads that they put the gravel down on. And I know for a fact, Brian takes these shortcuts to get back home down these back roads. And I mean, it's nothing against him, but the whole point is, if you don't stay on top of cleaning your vehicle and rinsing the underneath of it, this stuff gets up into every little nook and cranny and crevice, the bumpers, the rear fender wells, front fender wells, up inside your chassis. So it's nasty ass stuff. And I guarantee you that over time, this probably adds a pound or two to your vehicle, like just all the debris. But anyways, I just think to myself as I'm cleaning the White Lightning truck that, wow, I wonder, I don't know right now what the status of that is, but if whoever bought it, if they did, oh, I can guarantee you that truck had a mystery electrical problem, and you witnessed it on how many times that truck went to dealership to be fixed on that battery pack and electrical issues. So whoever gets it, good luck. You'll have the negative energy of the Iceman, the Crash Man. Yeah, why don't we rename the channel the Crash Age TV? So, all right. So once I get this all kind of down to go to the back of the property, I'm going to pull the truck in, and then I'm going to start working on the interior, and I'm going to start reorganizing it so it's a much better setup for me. But then all I'm going to do is I'm going to get a lot of stuff out of it in all reality, and then I'm going to take it to a dealership hopefully this week and get it serviced and see if they can figure out what's wrong with that rear tailgate. Without having to change oil on these things, you know, you don't really, what do you need to do besides rotate the tires, fill up the windshield washer fluid, constant software updates? That's usually kind of it is. See, having the dogs in the office, isn't this so much nicer? You know, versus me being out here right now, they're trying to jump all over the hose, and I just get mad at them. Instead of doing that, just put them up. They're going to have plenty of playtime to run around the property and do whatever they want. They're not going to be caged up. And, you know, another thing that's kind of stressful, if you don't understand, is for me to be able to get out of here, I got to feel confident that my wife or whoever would volunteer to come here, and it's not going to happen. A volunteer is not going to happen. Wife ain't going to let somebody come here and stay at the house. So if anybody's watching my channel and thinks, oh, I'll come over and babysit your dogs for you, all is gone, wife would be like, nope, 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 nope. She's like, nope, I am not having you rummage through my house, so I'm gone. I don't care who you are. You're not going to start going through. We had a gun stolen. So sad. My wife was gifted a beautiful gun from her father, and when we had when our house got smoked out and we had to abandon it for them to go in and clean it out, it wasn't until like a month later after we moved back in, my wife goes, my gun's gone. It was a hand revolver, and I'm like, really? She's like, it's gone. Somebody stole it. And that is sentimental value to my wife from her father. So here's the next project. So the whole point is, my wife is like, nope, ain't nobody. Bob is the only one allowed to babysit my house, and my wife feels good about Bob, and that's it. And then I got my friend Joe. Joe never works. When I give Joe the responsibility to babysit my house, it's the worst. He doesn't get down, you know, he lives up the street, so what he does is he puts the dogs up in the evening time, but then he never gets back down here in time. So the dogs shit and crap everywhere. So there's no way. And he wants a bloody fortune. He's my good friend, and his position is you're gonna pay me $100 a day. And it's like you live right up the hill. And back at that time, he worked for me. So it's kind of like, but you work for me, or you're at my shop and house. Well, I mean, I don't, but it's like, all right, whatever. Because his position was, well, you know how much it cost you to take 4 dogs to the kennel? I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking, wow, gee, okay, whatever, man. I'll do whatever I got to do to make it work. All right, so let's get out of here. Problem right now is I'm tight in space. I may have to back up a little further. I mean, I should have taken the Camaro out. On this side here, I got plenty of room. So, all right, now it's, and then I haven't even popped the hood. All right, I got work, everybody. I got work. Oh, well, I think I'm going to be forced to go back outside because I forgot. I guess here, this lower spoiler, I didn't get any of that. And it's so dark in my garage that I'm just going to pull the truck back out here because, you know what, the truck, the paint, there's a fine line on wax. There's a running joke in the industry about how when you have wax on your car, it bubbles up. So then in some ways, it creates, in some ways, water spots. If you don't have any bubbles, if you don't have any wax in your car, in some ways, it's just a sheet of water that just dries up to it. But here's the thing. I'm going to move it back out because of, I can't really see the interior that well. I don't have the room, and I got to clean the front spoiler. So back out she goes. See, for you, you can see better than I can with the camera, so it's hard to see in here. So I'd rather just move it on out. And good news is this truck here hasn't had the issues that black truck had, because that black truck at the 20,000 mile mark, even before that, started having those issues, if I remember right. I'm trying to remember how many miles were on that truck, but I'm pretty sure that it's the same. This truck here is about the same amount. So let me get out of here and turn the truck off. See, one thing about these trucks, I wish they had an automatic brake set. I'm sure somebody said somewhere they have that. I don't know. But I only wish the thing would be like my Ram truck, and the brake would just automatically set. But it is what it is. Yeah, projects. Yeah, but you can see now, you know, it's so much more apparent how dirty that is. But now I'm going to take and I'm going to have to clean off the front of that spoiler. Got it. I just sprayed spray down on that and pretty much rinsed it off. Now it's the front time. Everybody knows the frunk, right? I tell you what, when I'm out in jobs, this is when I get the most attention, is the frunk. But I've had issues with frunks as well. And I've caught on jobs and I haven't been able to close the frunk. So much debris is up in this here. So this is really nice to have that. So I have to wipe that down. It's a full blown out detail for me, and that's what's going on. Finally kind of got my bench kind of organized a little bit better, but I can tell we're still all going. So I got to start taking stuff out of his truck. See, the thing is, the truck's on a dealership, and I got stuff here I don't want them to steal. So here we go.